Hello, friend. Thank you so much for joining me today, Natalie Adele. This is Vasu Vinyasa. I'd like to thank my sister Holly and my friend Margot for participating with me today. And today's flow is going to be all about the heart. So as Yogi Bhajan says, the heart works for you, but do you work for the heart? Right? So view this practice as a practice of giving back to your heart. And a lot of times we'll say that, the yoga practice isn't really, at the end of the day, about the physical body. It's not about even getting into your camel pose or your wheel pose or the deepest back bend, right? What the pose and what the practice is really about is living with an open heart. Living from that place where you equally give and equally receive. So today I really invite you to focus on your heart center, right? Where your heart is, the center of your chest, a little over to the left, and breathe into that space. We're going to do a lot of heart opening breath work, movement, and we'll do a little meditation at the end. So today's aromatherapy is going to be from our Glow kit. We're going to be using the I Am Love, of course, which has rose, patchouli, ylang ylang. It's a heart opener, right? But it's also got yarrow, which is a heart protector. So the mantra with this oil is, all that I seek is within me. I am love. We're also going to be using our dewdrops. So this is a beautiful facial toner that can also be used around the heart space. Really, really when this falls onto my skin, it feels like flower petals just blooming and opening on my body. This has geranium, ylang ylang, and lavender. So go ahead and grab those two and start by just placing a few drops of the I Am Love into the palm of the hand. So the hands are very much connected to our heart chakra. And I'm going to go ahead and spray them with the dewdrops. And for you, you can just do this, right? Just let it land on the collarbones, chest, heart space, and breathe it in. Start to close the eyes. And rest the hands either palms face down or face up on the knees. Take a deep breath in, shrug the shoulders all the way up by the ears. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, let it go. And one more breath. Let's go ahead and place the right hand on the heart and extend the left arm forward, palm faces the sky. So our left side of our body, the left hand is our feminine side, our receiving side. So let this breath be about the inhale, receive love. Inhaling love. Palms open, hearts open. And as you breathe in, can you feel the chest rise? Can you receive the breath with that right hand? One more breath, inhaling love. Reversing, we'll bring the left hand onto the heart, right hand, our giving hand, the masculine side of the body. This is all about the exhale. So breathing in, exhale, love. Breathing in. One more. Extend both arms out, palms face up. Inhale, love. Exhale, love. Palms over the heart. Inhale, love. Exhale, love. Resting the palms back on the thighs. Close the eyes and come back to your breath. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Offering you a reading from the Book of Awakening. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is not so much about how we receive and endure each other, as it is about the deep vow to never, under any condition, stop bringing the flawed truth of who we are to each other. Much is said about unconditional love today, and I fear that it has been misconstrued as an extreme form of turning the other cheek, which to anyone who has been abused is not good advice. However, this exaggerated passivity is quite different from the unimpeded flow of love that carries who we are. In truth, unconditional love does not require a passive acceptance of whatever happens in the name of love. Rather, in the real spaces of our daily relationships, it means maintaining a commitment that no condition will keep us from bringing all of who we are to each other, honestly. For example, on any given day, I might be preoccupied with my own needs and might overlook or bruise what you need and hurt you. But then you tell me and you show me your hurt, and I feel bad. And you accept that sometimes I go blind to those around me. But we look deeply on each other, and you accept my flaws. And I am grateful for the chance to work on myself. And somehow it all brings us closer together. Unconditional love is not the hole in us that receives the dirt. Rather, it is the sun within us that never stops shining. So how can you practice unconditional love today on your mat? Invite all parts of you onto your mat, into your practice, unconditionally. Let's bring our hands to heart center, setting the intention of unconditional self-love. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And let's Om. Inhale. Inhale, reach the arms up high, palms touch. Exhale, follow the thumbs, the gaze, return it back to the heart. Inhale, big sweeping movement, long body, look up. Exhale, bring it back, return. Inhale, receive. Exhale, give. Inhale, give. And exhale, receive. Beautiful. Let's land the hands right on the knees. Seated cat-cow. Inhale, pull the chest through, bend the elbows, look up. Exhale, curve the spine, chin to chest, drop the shoulders, relax the thighs. Inhale, pull it through. Exhale, release it out. So again, there's so many things that we could be focusing on in this pose, right? In this flow, as with any pose. And again, just serving as a reminder to focus on the heart space. So maybe you even bring the hand onto the heart. Sometimes we forget, we drift away, and we remember by physically bringing our hand onto our heart that is why we're here today. Let's do one more full round. Returning back to center. Keeping the hands on the knees, keeping the lower body really still, keeping the shoulders relaxed. All I want you to do is start very gently churning the base of the spine around the pelvic floor, right? So start by keeping your shoulders nice and lifted. It's a very small motion to start, right? Sort of awakening that Kundalini energy at the base of the spine. And now you start to maybe get the shoulders involved, right? Sufi twirls. And now we start to mobilize the body a little bit more. Still keeping the hips on the ground, but dropping the chest. Again, focus here is the heart. So can you mobilize the heart space as much as possible here? Feel free to move the neck around. Make sure you get in both directions. And maybe this is working for you, or maybe you start to explore the earth around you with the arms, right? The whole process is the same. Sufi twirls. Maybe you're bringing in some expressive movement, or maybe you're really enjoying the controlled movement of the spine. So again, think of your spine like a wooden ladle, churning out the sides of your body, leaving no stone unturned. Can you hear your breath? Take one more full cycle of breath. Especially if the arms are outward, slowly return them to the body, slowly soften the spiraling of the spine, and we'll return to stillness. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Take a lateral stretch over to the right. Exhale. Come right back through to center. Inhale. Find cactus arms. Exhale. Inhale, reaches high. Over to the left. Exhale. Inhale. Cactus. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up high and take your lateral stretch and hold it here. So you can be on fingertips of that bottom arm, or you can come all the way down to the forearm, provided your left hip doesn't lift off the ground. So here's where I really want you to really bring your awareness to your heart center and travel the arm, the hand through the line of the heart. So you're going to kind of graze down the face, down the chest, rolling off the body. Inhale, reach back around, and then graze through the field of the heart and back around, right? So we're inhaling, receiving, exhaling, giving. And then of course, if you switch directions, you inhale, give, exhale, receive. Every time the hand passes over, you graze the heart, bringing awareness to that energy center of the body. One more breath. Your next inhale brings you all the way back up. Let's take a forward fold. Exhale. Instead of curving the spine like you often would in the forward fold, keep the chest lifted, tented fingertips, walk forward. Let the heart shine through. Drop the shoulders, hips press into the earth. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale brings you back up. Take your lateral stretch over to the other side on the exhale. So land your stretch first, right? Decide, is the hand going to be on the mat? Is the forearm going to be on the mat? Anchor down the opposite hip and start to graze the field of the heart. Moving like the wind, moving like the grass in the wind. The thing that I like about this flow is we're also working on the neighboring joint, right? The shoulders. So the shoulders carry a lot of anger, right? So it's really beautiful to work through the shoulder joint to mobilize some of that anger and then to return back to the softness of the heart. Reverse directions if you haven't already. One more breath. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, back up. Find your cactus again. Draw the shoulder blades together more. Inhale. And exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. And return them to the center, sides of the body. Exhale. Let's go ahead and shift the hips back a little. Extend the legs out in front of you. Shimmy the weight from side to side. So we're going to come into Shirsasana. So extend the right leg out at a diagonal and bring the sole of the left foot all the way up into the groin. Again, I always like to move the meat out of the way so I can sit on both of my hips. Your right kneecap is flexed. The right toes are flexed and skybound. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And then exhale, take a twist over to the left. Go ahead and land the right hand on the left outer thigh. Come onto tented fingers on that back arm. And notice your collarbones here. Are they closing off? Can you open them up? Remember, heart space. Keep your twist, but bring the right palm to the heart. Look over the left shoulder and breathe. Stay here exactly as you are. Just bring the palm of your left hand all the way to the ground. Inhale, lift the hips off the mat. Right arm reaches all the way overhead. Exhale, shift the hips back down. Right arm floats behind you. You got it. Inhale, again, passing through the field of the heart. Exhale. We'll do one more. Passing through the field of the heart. Inhale. And exhale. Try to bring the whole left palm onto the ground. Inhale, come up and hold it here. Yeah. Can you bring the right hand onto the heart? Breathe into that space. In. And release out. Stay here with the legs. Come down all the way to the ground. Shoulders face forward. Inhale. Shoulders face to the right. Exhale, fold over that extended leg. So there's two options here, depending on how you like the fold. It can be chest over leg, or you can take a lateral stretch, coming back up and laterally stretch over here, bringing the hand onto the heart. We'll take a few breaths here, whichever one you're choosing. Let's hear the breathing. Inhale brings you back up. Stay here with the legs. Bring the hands behind the body. On the exhale, fingertips face the back of the room. Go ahead and join the right foot to meet the sole of the left. Butterfly pose. Go ahead and bring your hands onto your ankles, and we'll do a little bit of a seated cat-cow. So inhale, pull the heart through. Collarbones shine. Exhale, release. Good. 3 more. Imagine someone's pulling your heart and then pressing it. Last one. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, land them back down by your side. Keep the right foot here. We'll find the same flow other side of the body. So left leg extends out. Return the right foot into the groin. Shake from side to side. Left foot is flexed. Knee faces the sky. Why is that important? Because some of us tend to internally or externally rotate, right? We want the hip joint to be in alignment, so flex. Inhale, reach both arms up. Really press the sole of the right foot into the groin. Exhale, take your twist. Can that left hand land either on the knee, or for a deeper stretch, the left or the right outer thigh? Come out to tented fingers of the back arm. Open the collarbones, look behind you. Stay here with the twist. Don't sacrifice the twist, but bring left hand to heart. Gather the lower belly into the body. Twist a little deeper. Stay exactly where you are. Bring the right hand to the mat fully. As you inhale, lift the arm, open the chest, sole of the left foot on the earth. Exhale, left arm flows behind the body, hips come back down. Inhale, pass through the heart. Exhale. I always like to say, I feel like a crashing wave up against the shore here. Inhale, crashing wave. Exhale. Let's go up there and stay up there. Inhale. Bring your hand to your heart and breathe into that space. Press the hips forward, up, left, back. Take a breath in. slowly come down. Breath out. Inhale, arms reach up high. And then go ahead and either fold over that leg or take a lateral stretch, hand on heart. Where does the gaze want to be? Does it want to be down or up? Relax the inner thighs. One more breath. Inhale brings you all the way back up. Exhale, land the hands behind you again. Sole of the left foot meets the right. Back into butterfly pose. So I'm going to bring my hands all the way on the ground. Fingertips face the top of the mat. I'm going to walk my shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Maybe they touch behind me. So notice the difference between this and this. Can you lift out of the shoulders? Take a little micro bend in the elbows and have the inner thighs started to tense up. Can you relax them? So maybe this is exactly what you need. Sometimes I like to even scooch the hips a little further down. If you want to take it a step further, start by shifting the gaze up and lift the hips off the ground. Sometimes I like to stay there or shimmy forward and back. Lift the chest. Think bridge pose, right? This is essentially a version of bridge. Lift the chest. The hips will follow. Let the knees drop down, look up, or maybe drop the head all the way back. 2 more breaths. Hearts open. Open-hearted warriors. Brave hearts. 1 more inhale. And slowly come back down on the exhale. Extend the legs out in front of you. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Maybe roll out the wrists here. Shimmy from side to side. Even in the forward fold, we can still maintain a back bend, right? So instead of dumping the chin to the chest, look forward. Open the collarbones. Flex the feet. 1 more breath. Inhale brings you all the way back up. And exhale, arms down by your side. So let's meet in tabletop. Go ahead and slide the legs around. We'll meet on all fours. Let's just take a moment to gently roll out the wrists. That butterfly bridge was pretty intense on the wrists for me, so we're going to just roll that out. And we're going to stay in tabletop. The knees are underneath the hips, right? But we're going to come onto tented fingers here. What does that do? It lifts the chest a little bit more. Can you press the chest through? So whenever I'm working on heart opening poses, I like to imagine that I have a top with a heart right on it, a printed heart. And I think to myself, in every pose that's a heart opener, is the whole piece of my heart open and showing, or is a little bit caved off, is a little bit crunched up? Can I shine it? So that might be helpful for you. So here we are, and we're going to take some cat-cow just like that, tented fingers. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, reverse. Keep on flowing. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, reverse. So I really want you to focus on opening the front of the heart, yes, in cow pose, but also opening the back of the hearts, right? The heart is 3-dimensional, front, back, and side. So open all parts of it. I often refer to the back of the heart as the dark side of the moon, right? It's harder to protect, right? So breathe into that space, the lateral ribs. Take 1 more full round. And then release the palms to the ground. Let's bring the knees wide, feet touch, shift the hips back. Find your wide knee child's pose. For this one, I'm inviting you to find cactus arms. So elbows are in line with the shoulders, wrists are in line with the elbows, and choose one cheek to turn to the mat. Once you're there, can you walk the elbows out a little wider? So the idea here with cactus arms is your chest is breathing with the earth. When we take child's pose, the position of the heart literally drops forward to the front of the rib cage. Turn the other cheek. As you exhale through your mouth, can your heart press down more to the earth? Can the belly soften? Can the thighs relax? Slowly come back to your tabletop. Inhale. And roll out the shoulders one at a time here on your own pace. That was a pretty deep shoulder opener there with the cactus arms. Let's find balancing table. Right leg, left arm. So again, we're both giving and receiving here, right? Giving and receiving here. Keep the gaze down. Go ahead and bend the right knee. So we're taking a 90 degree in that right leg, right? My thigh is parallel to the mat. Flip your left palm to the left. Look over. Body has no choice but to follow you. Go ahead and reach for the foot or the ankle or the shin. Stay here. Kick more into the leg. Slowly shift the gaze up and forward. You're gonna wobble. You're probably gonna fall, right? Unconditional love. Inviting all parts of you, the wobbly parts, to the mat. Relax the face, take a deep breath in, kick. And without snapping out of it, find your balancing table. Exhale. Come back to your tabletop. Find your child's pose. Palms face the sky, pinky edges of the fingers touch. Can you use this opportunity of rest to come back, to slow down, to soften your rough edges? Palms face down, inhale, come back to tabletop. Flow through a few rounds of cat-cow on your own. Option to kind of undulate the hips a little, chase the tail, look over opposite shoulder. Sometimes I like to shine the heart through and take a little cobra pose here. One more cycle of breath. We'll return back to tabletop. Balancing table, other side. Left leg first. Right arm. Okay, we're giving and receiving, right? Keep the gaze down. Flip the palm to the right. Bend the knee. Stay here. Can you breathe here? And then you start to look, and where you look, you go. So grab. Keep the gaze behind you and kick. Opening the right shoulder, right collarbone, right side of the heart, right lateral heart. If you can breathe here, start to shift the gaze forward, up. And there you go. Open the chest. Unconditional love. Breathe. One more inhale kicks you higher. Exhale, release, balancing table. Come back to the mat and come back to your child's pose one more time. Inhale brings you back to tabletop. Curl the toes, lift your hips, find your downward facing dog. And pedal it out here. Take your dog for a little walk around the block. If you're wanting to try something different in your down dog, maybe come onto tented fingers of one hand. Notice if that changes your breathing. If it doesn't, bring your hand onto your heart in down dog. Take a breath. Coming onto the other side, tented fingers, find your breath, and then find your heart. Coming back to downward facing dog, lift the heels, look forward, and tippy toe to the top of your mat. I don't want you to get there as fast as possible. In fact, I want you to take your time getting there. The more steps you have to take, the better. Eventually you have to come onto tented fingers until the feet are in line with the hands. And we inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, big breath in. Exhale, back to the heart. Inhale, open. Take a back bend. We're certainly warmed up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, big breath in. Take a back bend, look behind you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, inhale. Come back to your heart. Exhale. Do that again. Inhale, arms up. We're channeling the energy back to the heart. Exhale, back. One more time. Universal love. Beautiful. So we're going to come to Tandasana, feet are hip width apart. I'm going to turn around so you can see what we're doing. You're going to bring your hands to your lower back, just like this. So I always like to say, imagine if your yoga pants had pockets, they hardly ever do, but you're going to slide your hands into those pockets, right? So notice my elbows, they're out to the right and to the left, right? Can you bring the elbows to the wall behind you? What does that do? It opens the heart. So even just this is a heart opener. Her shoulder blades are drawing together. Her shoulders are relaxed. Can you bring your elbows even closer together? Slightly press the hips forward as the heart lifts up. There's your back bend. That's all you need. If you want to go further, take a deep breath in and start to back bend on the breath out. So what I really want to drive home here, guys, with any back bend, is that you're not dumping your weight into your lower back. And then that's just uncomfortable, right? You want to stay energetically light and lifted in this pose. So the feet are grounded, the hips are pressing forward, but there's that heart, right? Expanding. Someone's pulling it up to the sky. Let the head drop back. Find your breath. Take one more inhale. Surrender a little more. Exhale. Where you look, you go. So start to look up and it brings you forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and stay here in your fold. I want you to take a nice deep bend in the knees and rest the soft heart on the thighs. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. Maybe you reach the arms behind the legs and grab opposite elbows behind the legs. Your heart works for you, but do you work for your heart? What we're doing here in our heart opening practice is we're peeling back the energetic veils, the walls, the curtains that we have put around our heart. This is part of the work, part of the play. Bring the fingertips to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Like a flower petal blooming. Inhale, root to rise. Come all the way up. Take a back bend. And exhale back to the heart. Stay here for the breath in. And let it go. Just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Physically, energetically. Let's bring the left hand on the heart, right hand on top. Breathe into that space. Can you feel the heart beating? So we're going to do another round. Option one is to do exactly as we just did, right? Both hands on the lower back, hip joint. Option two, feet are hip width apart. You inhale to your Jupiter Mudra, so thumb, index finger. Hips press forward, upper body leans back. So before you dump into your back bend, right? Hips forward, upper body back. So ladies, go ahead and join me. Let's take a deep breath in, whichever version at home you're doing. Take a breath in, lift the heart, press the hips forward, and then slowly start to come back. Stay here. Hips press forward, heart lifts up. Hips press forward, heart lifts up. Look back, fall back, way back, go back. Take one more breath. Surrender through the mouth. And slowly, with ease, grace, compassion, bring yourself back up. Exhale, fold. Stay here. These counter poses are an act of self-compassion, right? We don't just do the back bend and call it a day, right? We have to counter pose. For every in, there's an out. For every up, there's a down. Move the jaw, the tongue, the eyeballs, the forehead. 3 more breaths. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, breath in. And fold, breath out. Inhale, halfway. And take a vinyasa, step back, flow through, inviting you here to pause at your cobra or up dog. Press the heart through, smile. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale, right leg floats up to the sky. Go ahead and bend your knee and stack your hips. Open the hip, right knee faces the ceiling. Draw the right shoulder back in line with the left. Look under your left shoulder for your right foot. Go ahead and flip the dog. Right foot slowly comes down onto your mat. And then right hand on heart. Open. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arm all the way up to the sky. And exhale, reverse. Slowly come out of your wild thing. Right leg reaches up. Exhale, runner's lunge. Right foot in between the hands. Tented fingers. Option here, because we will be traveling into half moon, to bring your block to the top of your mat. So the right hand is either going to come onto your block or the ground. And spring load off the back leg. Find your half moon. Left arm reaches up to the sky. So I always like to say in yoga, it's not half moon if you're not wobbling, right? It's kind of part of the pose. It's part of the gig. Flex your left foot. So maybe we stay here, or maybe we take it further. Left hand onto the heart. Right hand onto the heart. One more breath. Gently release the right arm down, left arm stays. Go ahead and drop the back leg. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Stay in your reverse warrior. Don't forget about the bend in the front knee, and we'll travel through the field of the heart. So inhale, graze down the chest, drop the arm down. Exhale, back up. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale back to warrior 2. And exhale, bring the right hand to the outer right foot. Left arm reaches up to the sky. So notice I didn't just plop down and let the left arm stay. I went through the full range of motion, right? So can we turn this into a little bit more of a heart opener by peeling the left arm behind the body. Let the top of the head reach for the front of the room. Find your breath in. Breath out. Left hand onto heart. Inhale. Open mouth. Exhale. We're going to come back into half moon. So go ahead and spring load off the back leg. We're going to take this a step further into sugarcane pose. So bending the top leg, grabbing the ankle or the foot. And then once you've gotten that grip, kick, open the chest. Don't ever sacrifice your breath for a pose. So if you're having a hard time breathing here, come out of it, right? Unconditional love. Can you kick more? Open chest. One more breath. You guys are doing great. Can we slowly come into a forward fold? Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Rise up, breathe deep, smile on the face, breath in. Exhale, heart. 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale. Check in. Take a deep breath. We are alive. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Take your vinyasa, flow through. Encouraging you, inviting you to pause at your cobra or up dog. Smile. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises, bend and stack, open knee. Maybe you stay here, yogis. Maybe this is your pose. Or you flip your dog, landing gently, softly, slowly, and find your wild thing. Feel the arc in the body. Lift the heart up to the sky. Place your hand on your heart and breathe. Inhale, left arm reaches for the sky. Exhale, slowly reverse out. Find your 3-legged dog. Breath in. Runner's lunge, breath out. Stay here for a moment. Breathe here. Can the chest lift off the thighs? Can this be a heart opener? Everything can be a heart opener. Let's find our half moon spring load. Again, option to use the block. Inhale, lift up. There's no rush here, right? So one thing I want to point out in standing half moon, it happens to me all the time, is my bottom foot turns in. That's my body's way of compensating and making the pose easier for me. But I'm never going to change that way, right? So bring the foot back to forward. Stack your hips. Again, option here. Right arm can be in the sky or on the heart. Maybe the left hand also comes onto the heart. But find your breath. Open the arms wide again. Take a deep breath in. Slowly drop to your warrior 2. Breath out. Inhale, reverse. Bend the knee more. Exhale. Beautiful. So again, focus on the heart. Instead of having the heart face the right side of the room here, can it face the sky? Or can it face the sky? Bring the hand onto the chest. So same pose that we're so familiar with, but it's now different, right? One more inhale. Go ahead and find your extended side angle. Left hand, outer left foot, right arm overhead. So again, is the right collarbone facing the ground? Can we instead have it face the ceiling and draw the right arm behind us, turning this into a twist? Let the neck, throat open, soften. Bring the right hand onto the heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, right arm reaches up high. Look down, go ahead and spring load up into your half moon again. Again, take your time, stack the bones, find the breath. Option to stay here, we go into sugarcane pose, reaching for the back leg. I like to flex the foot, you can point it though. Once you've gotten, if you've gotten the grip, kick. Think of that pose that we did in the very beginning of class in tabletop, right? This is the same thing. Let the neck, throat open. Find your breath. One more inhale. Slowly release into a forward fold. Engage the core to protect the spine. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, big breath in. Heart center, breath. Cleansing breath, inhale. Heart center, exhale. Let's come back to our Tandasana, mountain pose. I'm going to show you a few options to do with our hands to open the heart. Again, the effect is the same for all three. It just depends on the mobility of your body. So step one, we can go for grabbing opposite elbows. Really try to get the elbow in the palm of the hand if you can. If that's not possible for you, grab opposite wrists, right? Another option here, a little bit more advanced, is reverse prayer, reverse namaskar. So the pinky edges of the fingers touch, and my palms do as well. Try to get the hands as high up in the shoulder blade as possible. So those are our two options. What I want you to notice here is no matter which one I choose, look what happens to my shoulder. It rolls forward, right? So once you've gotten your pose, open the shoulders, right? What does that do? It opens the heart space. Relax the face. Slight press in the hips forward, upper body lifts. Take a deep breath in and start to fold forward on the breath out. Try not to allow the shoulders to roll forward. Keep the back bend here. In fact, look forward a little. Lift the chest a little. One more breath. And release the hands to the ground. Good. Let's take a soft bend in the knees. We're going to come down to seated. Great. Really nice work, ladies. Yeah, so we did a lot of work with our shoulders. So let's just take a moment on your own to release the shoulders. Maybe that means rolling them out. Maybe that means just taking some shoulder circles, giving them a little massage. This is a really great opportunity to refill on the love aromatherapy. So I always like to do that when I'm transitioning in my practice. Yeah. So give yourself some love here. I'm going to offer the ladies another couple drops of the aromatherapy. And slow down. The work is done. We're going to transition now into some more slowed down, more compassionate poses. So for the next part of the practice, we'll be needing a blanket and a bolster. So let's go ahead and take our bolster and bring it in front of us. Couple options with the blanket. There's always options. The blanket can simply be on top of your bolster to make your soft landing even softer. Sometimes I like to just cozy up in the blanket all the way here and just disappear for a moment, right? If you want some support under the body, go ahead and bring the blanket underneath you. I'm going to go ahead and set us up here for this pose. So we're going to start off on the left hip. The legs are bent and the bolster is pulled right up to my left hip. I'm going to find a long spine and I'm going to start to fold my chest, my right hip, my collarbones down over the bolster. For a spinal twist, you can look over to the right. For a deeper spinal twist, you can look over to the left. Maybe you want none of those in your neck and you overlap forearms and rest the forehead down. If you're going for the spinal twist in either direction, go ahead and open the shoulder blades a little bit more and let the arms just drape off the body, maybe forward or back. Soften the belly here. Relax the thighs. Take a deep breath in. And a nice long sigh out the mouth. My intention with this pose is to remind you how supported you are. How supported every endeavor of the heart is. Always. Lean in. Lean in to the moment. Find a little space. between your jaw, top, and bottom. Let the tongue rest on the inner cheek. Find space in the lips. Notice if your breathing has shallowed. Find a deep breath, a complete breath. Go ahead and bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. Press the chest through, heart opens. Stay here for the exhale. Walk the hands further back and find your pose on the other side. Coming onto the other hip. Knees are going to the side, chest is going forward, breath in, and slowly come down, breath out. Again, option to look over to the right, to the left, or overlap forearms. Take a deep inhale here, around the corners of the twist. And let it go. The heart works for you. But do you work for the heart? That includes rest as well. The heart rests for you. But do you rest for the heart? Take one more inhale. And let it go. Hands return underneath the shoulders. Inhale, peel the chest off the mat. Stay here. Exhale, let it go. Slowly return. Come onto your knees. And maybe you need a little bit of seated cat-cow or a counter twist left and right. We're going to set up for puppy pose. The English name for this pose is heart melting pose. So it's really nice to be able to see from the side. I'm going to give you two options. We're going to do a supported option and an unsupported option. Neither one is right. So for this, we're going to start on hands and knees, right? My hips are above my knees. The unsupported option is no prop. And I walk my hands out and literally heart melts. Right? Notice what I'm not doing here. My hips aren't coming back. This isn't child's pose. The knees and hips stay in line and the heart melts down. So remember that analogy I made of the imprint of the heart on your chest. Can you press that into the earth? This is a deep shoulder opener. So for those of you with injury, this may be a little too much for you, and I'll offer some suggestions. Option 1, forehead on mat. If there's no cervical spine injury, option 2, throat on mat. Really important here, guys, is the engagement in the hands on the ground and the rolling of the armpits under the body, belly gathered in. Another option here is you can take your bolster and find that pose on your bolster, right? So the head can be allowed to drop, but if you want the head to rest on something, bring the bolster closer to you and just rest the head here, right? In this version, you may be able to bring the palms together and bring the thumbs to the cervical spine, the back of the neck. This one's a little less intense. Again, neither one's right nor wrong. It depends on your shoulder history, your anatomy, and just where you're at today. Yeah, so belly softens, arms walk out really far through the body. And notice what comes up for you here. You know, sometimes when we're doing really deep work with the heart, it can bring up anxiety, fear, panic. Sometimes you may be attuned enough to actually feel that emotion, right? Sometimes that emotion presents as a clenched jaw or a shallowed breath or negative self-dialogue. So just notice what's coming up for you here. Soften, accept all parts of it unconditionally, and find your breath. Soften the face. Soften the mind. Heart melting pose. Every exhale brings you deeper into the pose. 3 more breaths. I want you guys to be really mindful of how you come out of this pose, okay? So slowly return right hand under shoulder, left hand under shoulder, and come out. Really be gentle when you come out of this pose. I always like to take a few shoulder rolls here after this one. Maybe you take an embryo pose, right? Child's pose, arms back. Just listen to what your body needs, right? So some of us really felt that more in the lower back. Some of us really felt that in the shoulders. It depends what style of the pose you did. Whichever between pose you're doing, just stay with your breath. One more full cycle of breath. Really beautiful. Let's inhale, come back to tabletop, slide the legs around. We're gonna come into our final pose, supported fish pose. So as always, I'll go over a couple options for you. Option 1, block goes at the back of the mat, bolster on an incline right over that. Right? You can actually even bring 2 blocks for a steeper incline. The other option is no block, bolster all the way down. It's a little bit more of a deeper back bend. You're going to be seated and you're going to pull that bolster right up to the lower back. We're going to start with the soles of the feet on the ground. You're going to take a deep breath in, lift the heart, and on the exhale, tuck chin to chest, and like you would place a small child down in their crib, place your body on your prop, right? Once you're here, arms can either open out, right? For this one, sometimes I like to interlace hands at the nape of my neck and just let the chest open, chin away from chest. For the lower body, yogi's choice. Maybe you stay with the soles of the feet on the ground. Maybe you come into butterfly. Maybe you extend the legs all the way out. Here's where I love to take a blanket and cover myself up, right? So as you're here, I'm going to set up to start to offer a breath work here. Another opportunity to use some aromatherapy. So I really want you to focus on the lower body by letting it all go, right? Leaning into the support below you, the earth. And then soften the belly. Soften the heart, the collarbones, the heart space. Let the shoulders just roll off the body. Find space between your chin and your chest. Let the eyes roll into the back of the head. This is a pose of expansion, radiance, taking up space, vibrancy, unconditional love, fearlessness. So even if in this moment you don't even connect to any of those words, your body is. Open heart breath. This is a guided pranayama from the book How to Breathe by Ashley Neese. Physiologically, our hearts pump blood through our whole system. Energetically, the heart is considered the seat of compassion, of love, and of wisdom. Research shows that cultivating a heart-focused practice, directing your attention to your heart, can significantly influence your awareness, your creativity, your emotional intelligence, and the ability to self-regulate. When our heart is open energetically, it's easy to connect with other people. It's easier to have a deep, compassionate knowing and to freely access our innate wisdom. When our heart is closed, we feel cut off from others, we feel sad, withdrawn, and we have a hard time listening to that intuitive voice. So the open heart breath is an invitation to take a moment to access what is happening in your heart and set aside some time to invite in love and softness. This practice is very subtle because it invites you to listen to your heart in a new way in order to hear what your heart has to say. Your nervous system must be settled. This will give you direct access to the wisdom of your heart. So set an intention here to listen to the heart. Have a conversation, whispers, and go ahead and place your hands over your heart in a way that brings the most ease in your body. If the eyes aren't closed, inviting you to close the eyes. Take a long, deep breath in through the nose. And through the nose, exhale a few counts longer than the breath in. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, longer. Repeat this a few times until you begin to settle. And when you feel settled, bring awareness to your heart. And ask this question to yourself or out loud. Dear heart, is there something that you have been trying to tell me? Dear heart, is there something that you have been trying to tell me? Continue to breathe and wait for a response. If after a while nothing comes, ask again and wait. Dear heart, is there something you have been trying to tell me? Go slowly here. If your heart doesn't have anything to say to you, don't be discouraged. Sometimes it can take a while for it to open up. Stay committed. Stay committed to connecting with your heart, and over time, it will soften. Listen to your heart without judgment. Often our hearts speak quietly because our minds are full of fear about what they are saying. An essential aspect to an open heart is giving your heart the space to communicate freely. This can be an emotional practice. So if feelings surface, allow them to rise and allow them to fall, just like the breath. Give yourself space and time to move through these feelings. Trust the process and talk to your heart. It has so much love and wisdom to share with you. Dear heart, is there something that you have been trying to tell me? When your heart has finished, say to it silently or out loud, "Thank you. I am here for you. I love you. Thank you. I am here for you. I love you. Thank you. I am here for you. And I love you." Release your hands to your sides and let the awareness of your breath go away. And notice how you feel. Inhale love. Exhale love. My friend, we're going to transition to Shirsasana. Maybe you stay here for an extended supported fish pose, or maybe you gently lift the back off the mat, slide your bolster under the body or away from the body, and come all the way down onto your back. Another option is to be all the way on your back and bring the bolster on top of the body for a little bit of grounding. You guys know what I'm going to say. Here's another great chance to utilize some of the aromatherapy and really go generous with the oil this time. The practice is done. So bask in the love and the flow of your practice. I'm going to offer some to my friends here. And inviting you to really massage the oil into your heart space. Maybe even do a few taps onto the heart space. Taking some deep breaths. unconditional love. Inviting all parts of yourself to your practice, and inviting all parts of yourself to relationship. Take one more inhale. And let it go. Take a deep breath through the heart. Let it leave through the heart. Easy come. Easy go. Bring a little movement into the body in your own way. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Stretching the arms overhead, take a deep breath in. Inside, out. Hug the knees into the chest and roll to one side of the body for fetal position. Stay there for a few moments. Look at every path closely and deliberately. Try it as many times as you think necessary. And then ask yourself, and yourself alone, does this path have a heart? If it does, the path is good. If it does not, it is of no use. Pressing up to seated slowly, softly, and with compassion as you breathe in. Finding your left hand on your heart and the right hand right on top. Really pull yourself into yourself and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Together, the soft sound, the song of the universe. We Om. Inhale. Yogis, the goal of the practice is not the pose. It's the unveiling of the heart. It's the finding a way open and staying open. The heart works for you, but do you work for the heart? The brave heart in me honors deeply the brave heart in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste, Margot. Namaste. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for showing up and doing the work. Namaste.